You say it spoke, so maybe there's some kind of magic on it?
Could be. You want to take a look at it?
I would, yes.
All right. I'll hand her
Um,
the blade, but I also keep myself on guard.
Okay. Kira, you take the blade from Moon's paws.
Yep, and I will start to look it over.
Okay. So you hold the blade, and you hear a voice that seems to be coming from all around you at the same time. Uh, it is not loud. It is not quiet, but it is clear, and it says, "Hello, worthy adventurer. You found me. Your destiny and your salvation. I am a luck blade, and with me by your side, anything is possible."
It actually does speak.
Yeah, don't believe in anything it says though. Everything is a lie. I would
um,
know.
I'll be circling around, like letting the other two guys know I'm not gonna hurt them, so they can take care of their friend before rejoining the others.
Okay. So, as soon as you make eye contact with them, they both kind of run away a little bit. But as you vacate, they do venture out to see if their friend's dead or not, and they'll roll a medicine check. My God, I think they killed him. You got an 8 on the
He's
medicine.
alive.
They run away when you yell that.
They'll take care of him.
So,
Let's keep.
Kira, the blade continues. Uh, Moon was unworthy of my power. He never unlocked my full potential. But I sense greatness in you, Kira Snowtalon. That's right, I know your name. I sense greatness in you and destiny. And I look forward to helping you bend the world to your will.
Well, that is nice and all. However, you will be disappointed to know that I do not wish to bend the world to my will. In fact, I'm starting to believe Moon when he said that you are not very good at all.
Thank God, someone who understands.
Ah, come on! Don't believe that no good two goody two shoes, pink fox. I'm cool, all right.
With that, I am going to look at it and I'm going to activate my starry form
Mm-hmm.
using the dragon constellation this time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just going to just stare down at this blade.
As soon
I
as I see
have
that, I'm drawing my own blade as well.
Okay.
I have
Uh,
more of a reason to believe him instead of you.
yeah, because you're
In
no good
fact,
spineless tramp.
in fact, I believe his course of actions may in fact be for the best. And with that, I'm going to plant the blade down into the ground,
Okay.
take out my great club, and I'm casting Shillelagh on it.
Okay.
So, who wants to help me smash this blade?
Gladly.
Perfect.
I'll shape my blade of the wood to a hammer, to the biggest hammer I can make it.
Okay. So you hear the blade of wood, bruh. I've got like a no like sword on sword like you know that thing is there's another thinking sword, bruh. I don't want to hit him.
You know this guy. You told me about him.
Oh
What do you
yeah.
mean?
I mean, I don't want the Christmas party to be weird or anything, you know?
Okay, fair enough. I'm pulling out my other sword.
You know, when I and all the other magical swords, you know, hang out. on the ethereal plane. You know, it's just weird, bro.
Uh, sure. I'll sheath my blade of the sword and
All right, I
blade of the wood,
appreciate that. I owe you. I owe you.
and I'll pull out my rapier.
Hey, buddy. No, it doesn't speak.
Not again.
Suddenly, the rapier starts singing to me.
It's like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, hey there, Moon. How you doing?
Oh, looks like you're trying to kill somebody. Huh?
Murder.
All right, you stab. All right, so your blows fall upon this enchanted sword. The sword doesn't yield to the blows, but something strange is starting to happen. The earth itself is beginning to grab the blade with grasping vines and draw it into the soil. And you realize that nature itself is responding to your intent as the blade sinks below the earth. Uh, and you can hear, well, actually, you can't hear it because nobody's holding it. But it slowly starts to vanish underneath the ground, buried in a tomb of twisting roots.
Oh boy.
I did not expect that, but hopefully
Hey
that will.
Apollo, am I still insane?
Well, is this settled?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Maybe, but we should keep going.
Let's keep going, please. If you insist the sword is cursed, then I don't think anyone will be getting to it down there.
Apollo, swear to God.
Suddenly, a dog mole comes up from the ground wielding a sword. Just kidding, just kidding.
This definitely won't come back to bite us in the ass.
Totally not.
So the trip to the avium is by and large eventless outside of cursed swords and um, their internment into the earth and being stabbed by teenagers. You find yourselves on the doorsteps, well, terrace steps of the avium. You can see various bird folk flittering around its great height. Um, the various domes are slowly rotating around the main structure, and you can clearly see the different biomes that they represent, with a large main hall making up its entrance. And you can see a representative descending from one of the perches to greet you. And let's bring up them. Actually, I'm gonna. There we go.
Cat, close the window. Please stop opening it. Cat. I'm sorry, but this cat.
It's okay. The avium is a remarkable structure and has four gigantic circular stone platforms float alongside several towers and spires in the air above you. These structures slowly rotate around the leafless, branchless tree trunk made of solid stone. The trunk towers hundreds of feet high and the orbiting structures appear to be connected by two stone bridges, which jut out from the trunk near the upper levels. You see two perch guard in encircled watch positions above the entry to this petrified trunk.
I'll look very impressed as I look around, like even more so than I did when I entered Alderheart for the first time, because I've never seen anything like this before.
As you stand in awe of this petrified tree, a bespectacled raptor glides down to land at your feet. Uh, the raptor steps forward and introduces himself. Uh, Hello, my name's Rias Birchwalker.
Hello.
Hello.
Can we help you?
Well, you stole the words from my mouth. May I help you?
Oh, yes, please. Well, we came here to look for the library. I've assumed you've got quite a big one.
Yes. Well, I don't like to brag, but we do have one of the finest facilities in all Humblewood. Oh, Master Corvin, it's a pleasure to see you. The Dean is expecting you.
Greetings, Reese. Um, I'll be there right away.
Excellent. Uh, well,
These are my friends, and they've been traveling with me.
excellent, excellent. Well then, I suppose you can give them these. And Rise hands you uh, 4 avium crests, and they are like ID badges for the um, university. And they also have a built-in featherfall.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Handy.
and they can allow you access to the dormitories as well if you choose to spend the night or some time here. The dormitory.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks, sir. Such short supply around here. Uh, well, if there's anything that you need, just message me. I'll be on this plane for the foreseeable future. And then he turns around and uh, it flies away back up the tree.
I'll turn towards Corbin. Well, what was that supposed to mean?
And he doesn't flap his wings either. He just casts fly on himself, and he's like, "Reese, away!" He's like T poses.
Infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
Just be mindful of your steps.
I'll give it a try. I we should have asked him to lead us to the dean, unless you know where he is.
Yeah, I would
Or
think
Corbin
that I know.
himself
Yeah.
can lead us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Corbin knows.
I would know where to be.
Oh, great.
We'll head
You
there.
might
Also, Master
lead
Corbin.
the way.
What was that about?
More of an honorary title than anything else.
Hmm.
Corbin just walks straight ahead.
I'll follow. Looking a little intrigued.
Kyra will just follow closely behind them, just
Okay.
looking around.
All right. As you enter the great doors of the establishment, a main desk near the front wall, behind which a scribe is too busy with tottering piles of paper. Several chairs and couches are situated around the circular tables throughout the room, which is lit comfortably by floating braziers containing magical flames. Portraits of wizened bird folk hang from the walls, each one wearing robes similar to those of Rise Birchwalker. Well, no. Let's scratch that. Wearing robes similar to that of Corvin, because Rise is just the attendant. Uh, he's he's an understudy essentially.
Makes sense.
He's the coffee person.
Right now, but by the next chapter, he's the main villain and he's burning down the forest. Fuck you!
DDEG.
You always
Why not?
doubted me. Now you will pay. Rise away! He flies off in a big fuck off dragon.
I cast Tidal Wave.
Ah! Tidal wave, my only weakness.
Everyone knows birds can't swim.
How did you know?
Because everyone knows birds are unable to swim. Except for these weird flightless birds.
I'll be looking around as we head in. Do they need to make everything float around here?
I don't know, but sure is fancy.
Rice peeks his head from behind. He was hiding behind a drape. Yes! We're magic! Magic! And then he casts invisibility and runs off. But you can see his little footprints like in the ground.
Can I track him down? And
Yeah, you
follow him?
can. Yeah.
Alright, no.
Makes
He-
it awfully hard for us to get around.
He just runs
I'm
around the
following
corner
after.
and waits.
I'll try to not make myself seem like I know where he is, even though I know exactly where he is.
Okay. You can hear him snickering like a 3-year-old. Rise is so clever. I hid from them with my invisibility. Behind the main desk is a spiral staircase that leads down. The staircase is flanked by a pair of large bird folk statues, one of which is the likeness of the Corvin whose portrait hangs from the west wall. Opposite this staircase, a circular platform rests in its own cylindrical alcove.
Oh, which way, Corbin?
Which way, indeed? I would keep heading towards the dean, ignoring everything else.
Okay. Corvin, apparently taking all of his Adderall that day, has no time for for meaningless sightseeing and makes his way directly to the professor's, the dean's office.
I'll do plenty of sightseeing on the way there, but a little annoyed by the fact that everything's floating and I can't actually reach most of it.
In
I'll
my
just-
head, I'll be following along, and I'll be figuring out what can I parkour. I'll follow this.
I'm just sightseeing and seeing if I can in fact reach anything that's floating.
And of course, assuming the Corbin, that is that Raven the dean of this place?
Out of character, is that Raven the dean of this place?
Which one?
The one
The-
you were saying like statues and pictures
With
of.
the big statue, yeah.
Obviously,
No, but it
is
spikes. It strikes a stunning resemblance to Oddwald, since you are investigating it.
It obviously is Lord Urban Corvus the Fourth.
Yes.
Fourth is his
Actually,
name.
you do
No
see.
relation to Corbin.
You do see Snow Talon. You see another portrait on the wall. Same regalia as Corbin has on. It just looks like an older version of him as you are as he's hustling you through the hallways, and it's a spitting image of him, but it looks like it has an additional like 20 to 30 years.
Well, that's strange. That one looks. That one very much looked like you, except older. You have-
There are plenty of us Corvin around here. Shall we carry on?
Might as well.
Sure.
You know, for a man of exile, they still have Oswald statues quite out in the open.
Well, it takes a lot of work get rid of that.
He's right, you know. Ryan standing there with a little chisel. They won't let me use magic on this. Said I spoiled the coffee too many times, and here I am. Gotta chisel this to ash, dust with my bare talons. I hate my life.
Can I help? Can I help this guy, this poor dude?
Yeah, sure.
Just taking out my club. Are you sure you? Are you sure smashing it down would not be helpful?
Well, that's what that is what I'm doing right now. I have to smash it down with this tiny little chisel and this tiny little hammer as punishment for making bad coffee. And trust me, during cram week, when you fuck up the coffee, you fucked up for life.
I will.
What a brutal
casually
punishment.
What are you
pass-
cramming for?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What are you cramming for?
No. I was to make the students their coffee during finals week, and I actually accidentally gave them all the runs. I mixed up coffee beans with pepper beans, and yep, half the
I have
class
heard of
failed.
these. I have heard of these pepper beans. Apparently, they're quite good to make spicy food.
Yes, yes. Thank you. That's very optimistic. Old Ryan hasn't heard any kind words in quite some time. I appreciate that.
I will
Uh,
just casually cast Shillelagh again on the club and then go, whoops! And just accidentally hit the statue once.
okay. You hear uh, a titanic cracking as a hairline fracture starts to spread up the leg of this statue, and bits of stone begin to jettison like bullets as the weight of it begins to shift.
Kiara, get away from that.
And
I'll physically yank her.
oh,
away from the
good
statue.
idea. Just as you do that, you hear this, and the whole statue, it's about 20 feet tall, just begins to lean forward, and with a loud. And this is all in a space as loud as a library. There's like students just like thumbing through pages, and like hush murmuring. And every now and then you hear somebody go, "Shh, quiet." This whole marble statue just goes. And
Oh,
crashes
fuck.
down into the middle of this library, and there's just nothing but dust. White Talon, you would have been crushed, maybe to death, if Apollo hadn't pulled you aside. But in the aftermath, you cannot see Rise.
Oops.
I'm all right. I I'm not that lucky to get killed.
Oh my.
Uh,
That was an accident.
You hear
Yeah.
chunk 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 as people in mail and carrying weapons are moving towards the position. You guys are familiar with the sound. It is the sound of Perch Guard, the campus security, moving towards.
Corbin, I think it'd be best to hurry towards the dean's office.
Yeah, Corbin, I think
yes.
let's run.
Okay.
I casually
Let
just pushed
let us
the
be
club
off.
Okay.
Right.
Very casually continue towards the dean's office.
All right. You guys go ahead and start on the south side.
All right.
Okay.
This is a pretty map.
Isn't it? I found a bunch earlier today. There's some extraordinary, like Harry Potter-esque kind of things. Reminds me, we're indoors now, so I guess I can play my library ASMR.
Ooh.
It's super
This is the
bland.
kind of room you fight a Dark Souls boss in.
Yeah, or like starts out all nice and then like, I have waited 10,000 years for your soul, warrior. Now you will feed my hunger and I will become even more powerful. Why didn't you just come out and kill me when I was level 1? Shut up.
I need your strength to feed me.
Yeah, yeah, what he said. So as you enter the room, you see a Luna in a tizzy. As she is quickly answering messages, you cannot hear what is being sent to her, but you do hear her replies, and you can overhear. Oh, what do you mean the statue fell down? How could this be? It should have taken him years to break it. It doesn't make any sense. Find Ryan, punish him. I don't know. Yes, and it's like, I'm sorry. I know this is a university, and giant statues shouldn't be falling down, killing your children, but I assure you, everything is under control. No, we no longer have the Cerberus in the basement, and the giant snake has been handled as well, I assure you.
They got rid of Fluffy?
You had to.
Oh, that's so sad.
Well, she looks occupied.
And once she's no longer occupied, no. Are you guys gonna do anything while she's occupied?
Well, it'll take quite a while for us to get to her from across this giant hall, so we'll just all hang around back here before while she's answering messages before
Okay.
she calls us forward.
Do
So
I hear any perch guards at all?
No.
Okay, good. I was already going to look for a hiding spot.
Out the window! Haroo! You'll never catch me alive, coppers!
What club? I do not have a club on me, as you can see.
So, in the middle of her messages, she sees you at the far end of the room and says, yes, come down here, come down here. You can just barely hear her. Come down here, yes, come down. And as you approach, she says, welcome to our humble university. As the words continue to echo around the massive chamber.
Thank you.
So humble.
And Corbin, it's so wonderful to see you again. I've heard about that horrible business with the Oswald character, and well, as you can see, we're doing our best to rid our dear university of his alma mater. And it seems that we are well ahead of schedule. I'm sure your family will be pleased.
Thank you, Dean Winsworth.
Oh no, thank you. I'm sorry I interrupted. Go ahead.
Reese informed me that you wanted to see me.
Yes. Congratulations. And she hands you a rolled up scroll bound with a red ribbon and has a waxen seal of the university. A Corvin talon holding a burning flame. Yes, well, congratulations, graduate.
I've graduated.
Yes, per our arrangement, you were able to track down this Oswald fellow, and you flushed him out from hiding, and found his whatever the anthranthium, the thing was that he made, and destroyed it. So the university is safe once again. And well, this was a bit of a trial by fire, if you don't mind the phrase, for your graduation. So, as a graduate, you are in debt a great amount of money. So that's a thing. Also, you have free access to the spell repository. Anything up to the 5th level is free for your taking. And And of course, your 8 servants are welcome to stay here as long as you see fit.
I look behind me and see my teammates, and I'm like, oh, they're not my servants.
Mind slaves?
No, these are
Oh,
these are my friends.
look at you! You made wonderful, real friends. Ha! No magic at all.
Yes,
Is
I'm
there?
going to laugh while she says it.
yes, not this time.
She looks at you and laughs a fake laugh. Ha ha ha! They're not enchanted, are they? They're actually your friends, right?
Yes. I no longer use enchantment magic like that.
Okay, she's gonna make an insight check. At 20. -3, so that brings her to a 17. They are real. Look at that. Well done. You both meet and exceed the report I read about you. And she turns to walk away, kind of lost in thought. There is a bit of dirty business left, since you have capable friends, you say? Here, that Oswald's laboratory is a bit of a mess. There's several dozen skeletal servitors that kill anybody that enters the laboratory. If you could take care of that, we would be willing to reduce your student loan by 5,000 gold.
Would be happy to.
Yes.
I think we'll be quite capable of doing that.
And what a deal for you! Only 56 more thousand after this reduction.
What is student loan even?
Oh, student loan is a way for freedom and self-improvement. It allows the university to invest in you, so you can invest into it.
I'll do an insight check on that.
Yep, this is what
I don't believe that a second of that.
Bernie Sanders is a socialist. He would interfere with the free market. You don't understand what you're saying. And as well as the annals of history are open to you and your friends as well, if you so choose. Also, the new beach pool #2 globe is available. It has just opened. It's a wonderful place to stay at. And the skydiving is available. Particularly fun for your non-feathered friends. You simply just jump off the top of the university. It's not actually a special thing.
I'm sure plenty of people have done that when they saw the student loans.
Yes, it's strange. Not a lot of them activate their slow fall, although they all have them, but they didn't use them. Very strange.
Very strange indeed.
Yes, I fail to make any sort of connection between crippling lifelong debt and suicide rate. It, as they say, causality is not correlation.
I don't think that's the saying, but if you say so.
Oh, that's sweet. You can
Mr.
talk. Did you teach him how to
Yes.
talk, Corbin?
No, they were capable of speech before
They
I
taught
met them.
themselves, my word.
Oh, look incredibly insulted.
My elders taught me that, and they also taught me to not speak if I was not going to say anything nice or neutral.
Is there anything to steal? I would be looking at that while she says all that.
Well, young lady, they taught you wrong, and you have the stink of druidic magic about you. I can understand how you can feel just entitled to your abilities, but around here, people have to work for them.
You act like having druidic abilities is so easy when it isn't. You have to work on controlling it, as well as any other type of magic. Sometimes it could be even more chaotic than yours. The
I
elements themselves are very capricious, as you know.
Well, what did you do to earn your abilities?
I trained myself. I've been training myself and being trained, hence I was just a wee little owlet.
Hmm. At this point, she's not blowing you off or being contemptuous. She's actually picked up a piece of paper and she's busily sketching down notes like she's in a lecture. Oh, yes, but how? I mean this. What did you do? Step by step.
I trained each spell that I was trying to learn
Hmm.
every day until I could no longer use it, until I was near the point of exhaustion. I worked each day to learn and hone my skills, and I listened to the faint rush of the wind, to how each leaf itself moved, to each crack of the branch, to every little crackle of flames and thunder.
Hmm.
I learned from each of them how the balance that each of us have in this world, and even more so, I looked to the stars and learned to read them.
That that is fascinating. Uh, can you can you show me what you can do?
I only have a little bit of my magic left for today,
Well, she's very good with
but I
statues.
can.
Well, what does that mean?
Shh, shh, shh.
Oh, he's just messing around. I am more skilled with with summoning natural spirits, as well as healing using nature itself.
Hmm. You see that you carry several scrolls upon you. I assume those aren't just for the look, as they say. Some people just like to carry around wizardly apparel to appear superior without actually being superior.
Of course not. They're my star charts.
Imagine that.
Star charts, you say? You know,
Yes.
Oswald was into that as well. Corbin, she isn't into necromancy, is she?
Never
No,
bring up
no, no.
those.
Far from it.
Never bring up that topic to me.
You're too far away to hear me, sweetheart. And she just whispers to the Corbin for that question. And I guess she can make a performance, like to try to hide the fact that she's doing that. Eh, you can tell that she's whispering to Corbin, but it's difficult to make out what she's saying. You don't read beaks.
Beaks are very hard to read.
But wait, you got a bunch of perception. If you want to know what she said, you can just roll perception. If you beat it 12.
Oh wow, my passive perception beats that anyways.
Oh yeah, you got 17. Yeah, so you hear her. Oh, you heard me. That's you're quite a perceptive young lady. Uh, well, we do have an opening for a guest lecturer. Perhaps at some point you could grace us with your knowledge. We are always looking to add to our collection. But I will need to review your lecture notes beforehand. I don't want you to embarrass me.
Right, of course.
Well, I will put you in touch with our understudy, Ryan. I'm sure you met him. He is on greeting duty when he's not tearing down that horrid statue.
Yes, of course. I shall. I will consider it.
Well, is there any other business you wish to attend to? Corbin?
Um,
Oh, just
Apollo. I'll
oh,
raise my hand.
no, don't talk to me. Just
Ah.
talk to Corbin.
Corbin, can you ask the very kind Dean where the if we have access to the libraries here? It's the reason we came after all.
Yes, we do have access to the library. Yes.
Thank you, Corbin. You saved me so much time fielding these questions.
He just sighs heavily. So shall we be off? I say to the group.
Yes, please.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Dean. And then I will head out.
Okay. So it's kind of an awkward walk out of the room because it takes you like 3 minutes. so
long.
Yeah. She's bye.
It's reverberating throughout the whole place.
Just like, she just stands there and watches you the entire time with quizzical eyes that absorb everything that she sees. Just standing there like some sort of alien, just watching.
Just observing
Yep,
everything.
no intention or purpose behind it other than to gather information.
Look at how they walk.
As we finally get out of here, I'm actually going to look to Corbin and I'm going to ask him, are all the higher ups in this place like that toward the druidic?
And as you're asking that question, you feel a shift in the air around you as a instantaneous portal just appears, and out of it steps the dean. Yes. So, Oddwell's laboratory. It's very, very bottom. Can't miss it. It's filled full of skeletons. And okay, bye. And then she teleports away.
This place has a little too much magic. If Magic 6 is a thing, then I'm going to get it.
Says the pink fox that shoots glitter.
Exactly.
I'll go insane with this much. I'll go insane with this much magic around me. It's much more simple in the forest.
I agree, Apollo. I may be pink, but I'm not stupid or insane.
I love how it took you guys exactly like 10 minutes to be over the wizards in this place. You're like, oh cool, the avium. Fuck the avium.
He didn't. Okay, are we out of the room?
Yeah,
finally?
you are. I'll drop you back on the
Also, my God, what
campus map.
Corvin, my God, what a bitch. My God's what a bitch. Excuse me.
I am not one who usually judges people. In fact, I am quite open toward making new friends. But even I must agree. She is quite a stuck-up wench.
She's spoiled, that's about it.
This whole conversation is taking place in front of an old painting, which appears to be one of Corbin's ancestors.
Spoiled. What
So,
do you mean?
do we want to head to the library or take care of that office?
Is Corbin just blowing off all the remarks about the dean?
Oh no, he whispered to Kira. Yeah,
Okay.
he was like, yeah, Unfortunately, a lot of them are.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are well out of earshot of the dean now. You're in a different part of
Okay.
it. Yeah. Consider yourself on the campus.
Yeah.
So Corbin, where's the library?
Well, I think we should take care of the skeletons first. It should be quick.
Right.
And Corbin, be glad you didn't end up like them, because I wouldn't have traveled more than a day with you.
I would have personally stolen everything from you if you were like that.
Oh, Apollo. I mean, not Apollo, but Moon. You're asking about stuff you can steal.
Yeah, I was. Well, she was
There
talking.
was a multitudinous amount of trinkets and doodads. She is currently wrapped up in conversation. So we're gonna step back in time a little bit. She is currently wrapped up in conversation with Corbin and seems to be disregarding or ignoring the rest of the people in the room. You see that might bring up my thing of trinkets.
Which one looks like the most valuable?
I will describe to you what they look like, and then you can decide what you would like to do. It'll just take me a moment to bring it up. Um, It's been a while since I used this tool, so it'll take me a moment to find it again.
No problem.
I think that's going to be my course of action towards any person that I consider annoying. I'll just steal from them.
Just steal from them.
Well,
That's your
what a
rogue.
that's what a rogue does best.
Yep.
Apollo, meanwhile, has enough common sense not to do what he does best, which is smash everything in the room.
Going to a blind fury.
You see a strange-looking potion. There, it doesn't seem to be filled with any liquid, but a living fog.
I'll pass on that.
You see an amber ring with a centipede on it. It seems to be frozen in the amber, but as you approach, it is wriggling inside of it.
Oh, what else? Too much magic.
This one's like a paragraph of text I have to read through real quick so I can get an abstraction. You see a ring of shimmering onyx. It appears glass-like, but ever changing in its facets and faces.
I'll take that one.
Okay, so roll sleight of hand, and you just need to beat 11 was her passive perception because she has like 6 wisdom.
I don't even need to actually. Opportunistic thief lets me just steal it entirely if nobody's looking.
The
Really?
what?
Yeah, you have learned the tricks of trade of thievery, allowing you to exploit opportunities for pickpocketing both in and out of combat.
Okay.
Whatever you. Oh, I do need to roll sleight of hand. Never mind. That's just to.
You can
So
steal
nobody
people's
notices
weapons. You can steal people's weapons in combat.
Yeah, and out of combat.
Mhm.
I'll
If I
get on it a
if I
little
roll
bit.
successfully, I can do.
Thanks, y'all. Stealing someone's weapon would have been useful like about an hour ago.
Well, I
And
did
again-
disarm them.
Right? Yeah,
And
just
again, Harry
hold
can
my
rope
blade
most
up to
of
their
her.
throat so they decapitate
Are you
themselves.
kidding? I need to beat an 11. I got a 10.
Put that down.
Wait, as soon as I see her turning around, kind of like loud, like just drop my axe.
Tang, 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 tang.
Make a
The
roll of
axe
balls.
falls with a heavy clang, distracting her. Roll with advantage. You get one more roll.
And if this doesn't work on using my inspiration, I don't care. I want to steal. Are you kidding?
Ha 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 ha. Ha.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There goes that inspiration, but worth it.
Okay. You feel as if the barriers between reality and other realities seem a little bit thinner.
I'm just gonna put that in my bag and not worry about it.
Corbin, please tell the very kind Dean that I apologize for the racket.
What was?
My friend is extremely sorry for dropping their weapon.
Well, it's to be expected. With all that muscle, there comes very little control.
Oh,
Oh, I accept the apology. Yes, that's what it is. I accept the apology.
I'm
He
not
kind of
Chef
slowly
Lolo.
nods.
Oh, also Nod trying not to glare at her.
I stabbed the dean.
Please don't stab the Dean.
Kyra's just going to fake a small smile and turn her head nearly around.
Corbin, would you tell the kind deed that I would you plant my sword in her chest?
You could tell her that yourself.
I don't think that's something you should be telling women.
Or anyone in a position of power.
Yeah, no, that was out of character. I wasn't actually saying it.
Yeah, same with Kyra's comment.
Never mind. Oh, are we done here? Like, should we move back? Or...
Okay, so boop,
Yeah.
we move forward in time where we were before. When you get a moment, all you need is an hour. I can tell you what the ring does.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so it's just an hour of just examining it.
I'll
so-
be examining it.
Okay,
later,
so
whenever
you can on your own figure out what the ring does, but you cannot figure out if it is cursed. It requires an identify spell to figure that out.
Alright, I'll wait for Corbin. I do not need more curses.
What if it's
So,
another?
where are we heading to first?
Probably the skeletons that Paulo mentioned.
We'll take care of the skeletons. It should be quick if what Oswald gave us works.
Yes, and then we can go to this library and maybe see this beach case.
Okay.
I've heard stories about them, but I have never seen one. Honest.
So was it a device that he gave us?
It was a runic stone, one which you had never seen before. It has ancient scrawlings on it. You don't know what they mean, but you know that they're ancient and powerful.
They're Norse.
So we'll head down as Speaker Beta directed us to do. No, not Speaker Beta, what am I saying? The Dean.
Okay, so you go from the very top of the university and just begin walking down. At some point, you're just like, fuck this, I'm just going to run. And then somebody's like, shh, 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 quiet. No running. It's actually one of the paintings yells at you. That's all I do. I just yell at people that run. Remember, pay off your student loans or you end up like me. Corbin.
Brutal.
God's Corbin, they turn people into paintings here?
Yeah, it's best not to dwell on that too much.
And you
I'm
realize
starting
it'll
to
be about.
dislike this place.
Oh, go ahead.
Kira just looks at the paintings and just says, I'm starting to dislike this place.
Well, I mean, it's not all that bad. I kind of died before I could pay everything off. So here I am until I finish my installments.
Well, I,
And how do you do that in the painting?
Well, I mean, I get paid hourly, and since I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, uh, it adds up pretty fast.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can see there's
Um,
like there's a big old how did this describe to me how this person died? What horrible wound does this person have?
He's got like a sword sticking it halfway through, like in their chest. On
Yeah.
a, like half the sword's on one side of his body and half is on the other.
Okay. Yeah, he goes to like turn and you see the sword as he like yells at another student. Like you see the sword all the way through. And, like, yep. Well, anyways, it's nice chat. Feel free to walk by anytime. I'll be here.
We'll make sure not to run.
I appreciate that. You make my job a little bit easier.
I will continue and not run this time
Okay.
as we head towards the office.
Okay, so it takes about an hour and a half. If you were to walk, it would take you about an hour and a half. You do see joining balconies that people just jump off of to descend or ascend. Uh,
Do you think we could use our feather fall with those?
I don't see why not.
It'd be faster. Well, I'm going for it.
okay, boom. Off Apollo goes.
I'll follow.
Okay, there goes Moon.
can I glide down there?
Yeah, but they're gonna be much farther down. But you can start gliding whenever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna dive bomb and then glide over.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay. Let's. I actually made this tree to scale, so let's see how far you fall. A good 700 feet, 800
Nice.
feet. Yeah, that's a good. That's a good
Nice.
dive. So you have some time. You have some time to talk. You have a good 30 seconds. As the wind is flowing through your hair, through your pelts and through your manes and feathers. It's liberating, and out of all the journeying and all the walking, it's like this reckless abandonment is you feel totally liberated and in the moment. And then you get about halfway down and start deploying your charms to activate the slow fall. And I'm going to roll randomly. There's 4 of you, so D4. D4, so that's Kira. You have one of the little sigils from the school, and you see thump, a little illusion, a programmed illusion pop up, and it says, it's Ryan's face, and it says, uh, "So, Corbin, you thought you could get away with just coming back here the way you did. Well, joke's on you. Now you die."
Yeah, Kyra's just
And
going to
and
look
then
at
this
this and just
and then the slow fall spell fails.
good thing Kyra can just glide on her own.
which Corbin can also do. So I'm not sure what his
Yes.
game plan was here.
That's
He may
exactly
have
what I was
forgotten.
thinking too. Can Carbon just like lie too?
Good point. Let's change
Maybe he
things.
thought I forgot.
So the soulfall spell fails, and you feel an electric tingle run through your feathers. And I need you to make a wisdom save.
Mm. Dang it, I don't know if I still have my no, my dragon's gone right now.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You in that moment, you feel so invigorated and empowered by nature, that you simply blink your eyes and the spell just falls away from you like an after image, and you realize that it was a hold person spell.
How very devious.
Are we assuming the rest of us land safely at the bottom?
Yes. Just
Kyra's going to have some words with this guy later.
You did probably just get him punished, though.
Fair enough. I guess everything balances out in the end.
Kyra, what was going on with you?
It seems that Rice fella may have programmed a old person spell into one of those charms.
Well, what'd he do that for?
Why would he do that?
Well, he was saying, well, I got a message that said, "You think you could just come back here, Corbin? Now you die," or something like that.
I'll look towards Corbin. Well, you have any bad blood with this guy?
Oh shit!
Me?
yeah.
I barely know him.
You
you
can
tell
make
me
up
the
a story if you want, Corbin. And
Uh, I'll say that there was an experiment that may have gone awry because he copied my notes, but my notes happened to be wrong. And he thought I did it on purpose.
Well, that's the pettiest thing I've heard.
Yes, that is very petty.
That sounds stupid.
Incredibly so.
you guys do take a moment to reflect on the type of personalities that you've encountered in the university so far.
Yeah.
So far, not a great impression.
I would rate this place a 0 out of 10.
It's pretty cool. The people here aren't very cool, though. Let's hurry and do this thing at the office, then get to the library. I don't want to spend much more time here than we need to.
Yes, I agree.
All right. You quickly make your way into the ancient roots of this tree, the large veins of solid stone that wind deep into a sprawling catacomb beneath the trunk. You follow Corbin's lead, and actually, Corbin, when you left, nobody even knew where Oswald's laboratory was. He was a bit of a recluse. But after inquiring a little bit and following quite a obvious trail of police tape, or what is effectually magical police tape. Somebody had cast programmed illusion to create like a illusionary like do not cross like barriers. It sticks out like a sore thumb at this point. After his flight from the avium and the ensuing destruction, his laboratory is laid bare. You navigate to that and find yourself on the outskirts. So you guys would be coming in from over here on the right side or on the left side.
All right.
So whatever side
Mostly like,
you want to approach from.
I'll come in from the right side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with the rest of y'all.
And a heavy door bars your entrance, and you can hear the clatter of multitudinous bones on the inside, the boiling of broth, some sort of thick ichor, and the scraping of skeletal hands, skeletal claws, in some sort of methodical, um, repetitive motions. The door is closed. You can look through the keyhole and see what is going on.
I'm a little big for the keyhole, so I asked anyone else, can someone see what's going on in there? I'm curious. As to what exactly our friend Oswald was up to.
I'll go ahead and try to find out what's happening. Just
Okay.
go up to the door.
All right. Go ahead. Give me an investigation roll as you scope out what these creatures are doing on the inside. You can do investigation or arcana.
Oh,
They
well,
are they are
27.
building more birdfolk skeletons, and they are
Oh,
unsupervised, and they are manufacturing them. You can see them moving the unanimated husks from spot to spot. And then an interesting thing, something you thought was previously impossible. They bring it to a rune-laden table, similar to the runes on the stone that you have. And this is because you got a 27 on your investigation. Then with a subtle green flame, it envelops the unanimated skeleton, and then it rises, then assumes a position on the line and starts to make more skeletons. And so we're going to add a skeleton. Because one was just made. It made a little baby skeleton, and now it's making more skeletons.
Well, I can see why the university wanted this dealt with quickly.
yes, it might be wise to handle this with haste.
How about that rune then?
Yeah, I'll get out the runestone Oswald gave us.
I
Let's see.
I want to look at that rune with my appraising eye.
Okay, link that in chat. Appraising Eye. You have an almost supernatural ability to appraise objects. Examining the objects, you can determine any magical properties. The item has used as far as estimated market value of price. Okay, so some unique magical items are so are one of a kind to the point where a monetary value fails to describe what it's worth. And this rune-laden table is one such item. Something that can automatically animate undead with apparently no incantations or evocations is a it is as far as you've experienced, read with all your time studying expansively in the school here. It is the only one, not only in existence, but conceived.
Okay. So it does seem to do what Oswald had detailed.
I suppose that's good. Wouldn't
Are you,
wouldn't want him at.
were you looking at the in the room, or were you looking at um the rune that he gave you? The rune or
The rune that he gave. The rune that he gave us.
Oh, I misheard you. I thought you said room.
Oh,
Yes.
Ah,
This rune is something you are familiar with, and it does have powerful destructive magics tied to it, but it seems that it is a catalyst for a type of destruction spell. Well, I don't want to say destruction spell. I want to say evocation spell.
okay.
how's it look, Corbin?
It appears that it does what he says, but something feels off about it. I'm not sure if activating it will bring the outcome we want instead of just the outcome that he wants.
So you're saying you're not completely sure if he just doesn't want to unleash an undead army on his alma mater.
I don't want to believe that, but
Oh, evocation
after fighting,
evocation spells are like fireball or death
Yeah.
ray. You know, they always they always destroy stuff. So
I see.
Hmm.
Well,
so I wouldn't say that, but I don't know exactly what would happen if we used it.
I don't see any better ways to handle this unless you want to try to fight, what is that, a dozen skeletons by yourselves?
you've seen these before, but they were in the wild, in the swamp. A long time ago.
I think I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we fought a dozen, though. We could have a backup. There's another entrance, I think, somewhere else. Maybe one of us could stand by there in case something goes wrong.
And as you stand around talking, another one comes off the line.
We gotta.
All right.
We have to.
Or
okay, yeah,
maybe
we have
we should
to
hurry.
rush this a little bit.
So
Okay.
do you want to just blow it up?
Let's just use the charm.
Okay.
Before we blow it up, are we sure that this is not going to get us? We're kind of near the laboratory, you know.
We'll use it and then stand back a bit.
This
Yeah,
is true.
let's just run out.
Okay.
run away.
Well, who wants to do the honors of holding it?
I will.
Yeah. And the word for it is exhumious.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
So can we say we're over here,
Okay. So
just
you
so
go
they
over
can
there.
have a
So on
yeah.
these doors, there's a metal fitting with it's a weathered brass, and it is the relief for this rune stone that you're holding in your hand. It's kind of like an octagonal half crescent, and it just sockets in there almost magnetically. And when you do, you can see red lines kind of like arc out around the door and start to go around the perimeter of the interior of this room.
Okay.
I'm going to step back a bit as
So
soon
yeah.
as it starts
I'll-
doing its thing.
Okay.
I'll alert everyone to stand back,
Yep.
and then
You went to the other entrance, right? Over here?
yeah, we're over here.
Okay.
So I guess they're like going back down the stairs, kind of.
Okay. Okay.
Then I'll tell them to get ready. And then I'll say the password for self-destruction. Exhumious.
Okay. As soon as the words are spoken, you hear the stone groan, and you hear a heavy rumbling followed by a crashing. The interior is completely. It's as if a solid battering ram of stone was just released from the ceiling and crushed everything beneath it. So I will bring that up. Boop, boop, boop.
Did we literally just rocks fall?
Yep, everything in that room is crushed by hundreds of tons of stone.
Rocks fall, skeletons die.
Rocks fall,
Um,
skeletons die.
And then you hear a high-pitched whining, and the stone begins to heat up, and you can smell alchemical fluid and parchment burn as it is slowly becoming like lava. The process takes about 5 minutes. The stone cools and hardens, and nothing even comes underneath the door. Nothing more than foul smelling fumes. So
Well,
all this.
if he had, if he I if you had any important research in there, it's no more.
Hmm.
Well, there goes all that knowledge and the skeletons.
I think it's for the best.
Two birds, one stone.
Well, it does. Actually, there was more like 12.
There's
Was
no
it
going
12?
in there. There's no going in there anymore. Well, we've done our job. Shall we get to the library?
I mean,
Yeah,
Let's-
but
do you investigate it to see if you can go in there, or do you just like assume it?
I mean,
eh,
we just heard a bunch of rocks fall, and we smelled like
Sulfur, brimstone,
sulfur.
yeah, burning, like burning spell books, burning parchment, burning inks, and whatever the alchemical fluid they're using in their processes.
I mean, I would examine the door to make sure.
You
Like,
open the
even if I can touch it. Yeah.
you open the door and it swings open. The enchantments in this room were precise. The door swings open and you're greeted by a sheet of partially melted rock and then cooled into like obsidian glass. And some of it's loose, some of it's rock, but it's just a face of stone.
It's an impressive failsafe.
I just knock on it to make sure it's sturdy.
Oh yeah, you just
That seems to have done it.
I think it's safe to say no one will be using this laboratory for a long, long time.
yes.
Let's hope not. And I'll close the door and
Okay.
guess we'll head out.
That lavatory is clogged.
Ha.
Rising up through the catacombs. The lower floors is also where they keep the older, less used texts and kind of long-term storage for forgotten magic items.
We could poke around here a bit. It's not the library, but there's not many people coming our way. I don't know if anyone would even see.
is there anything interesting to look at?
There are the various storage rooms. You did see a blind hedge that makes his way through the various halls. Kind of just keeping tabs on everything. There's an assortment of alcoves that things seem to be just piled up and forgotten in. So you can roll. You can either role play it out, or we can just roll straight investigation to see what you find.
I'm gonna look at this alcove.
Okay. And so as you wander around the blind hedge, kind of like makes his way through, you find an alcove. It's a bit on the smaller, but it's cozy. There's a few chairs where people had set things up to study, and you find do 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 several books. Kind of just thumbing through it. The book on top says a basilisk's child rearing habits, the states of recent treaties, the temples of the all knowing day goddess, false facts of the victory god, and there is a inscription on the not an inscription but a pressed drawing, like a wood carving drawing, And the sword on the cover of this False Facts of the Victory God looks remarkably like the one that was in Moon's thigh a little while ago.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I will show. I will show this book to Moon. Hey, doesn't this look familiar?
Can I not catch a break from this? I'll take the book.
Okay.
Both are looking through the books. Most of them won't interest me, but the one on Basilisk does mainly because I was a stone statue for nearly a day.
We could have been Basilisk's parents.
Yeah, you could have been raising your own family basilisk by now.
Mm,
Yeah. I'm, I'm gonna look. Wait, what were the other ones?
The state's recent treaties, the Temple of the All-Knowing Day God, Goddesses, and the other ones have been discussed.
Okay, I'll look at the state's recent treaties.
Okay. There's other books. You don't have to look at this book. This is not Chekhov's book. Like, I have a generator that can put together thousands of different books. This library
Okay,
has tens of thousands of books. You don't have to read the Temple of the All or of state recent state treaties if you don't want to.
well, maybe you're just interested in him.
Yeah, if you want to, fine. But if you don't, I don't want you to feel like this is like I put this here intentionally.
I'm going to. I'm going to at least keep it in my list of books to read from here and continue looking at even more books.
Okay. So the basilisk child rearing habits outlines how the basilisks are matriarchal, that a female is the largest in a they call it a pile of basilisks when you have more than one, because the author thought he was being clever, because rocks, um, pile. Anyways, so the pile of basilisks is ruled by a matriarchal, larger queen, and she breeds daily with the males. If the males displeases her, she'll either chase or eat them. If they're not eaten, then they flee for their lives. That's the only reason they'll leave alive if they just outright run away. They usually lay large clutches. The female goes out and hunts, while the males stay behind, tending to the eggs and attacking any sort of intruders. They like to bring back either whole statues or partial statues for the babies to feed upon. And then there's like a long rant about how this is like really important work and why we should all be really concerned about basilisk breeding and how they raise their child and how we could all, learn something from this structure. In fact, it's pretty incoherent at that part.
I'll flip through this a bit. Never been big on reading, but at least a little interested. And I'll shiver a bit because I did sort of see a little of this firsthand. And once it becomes incoherent, I think I could write a better book than this.
Proceeded. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair recollection. I think you realize that most of the book is just an excuse to grind an axe, um, and then the basilisk kind of take a back seat to it. Moon, as you thumb through the false facts of the Victory God, it's all some incomprehensible like language you've never seen before. It looks like the language you speak now, but the writing is the conjugations, the structures are so old that it's difficult to understand. In the same way, reading Ye Olde English is difficult to impossible to understand now. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, oh yeah, I know these words, but the way they're used, it doesn't make much sense. It's a bit distant in time. And as you're thumbing through it, you see a sketch picture of a pink fox on one of the pages.
I am going to look extremely concerned and keep reading if I even can.
You continue to flip the pages, um, and you see a great army. One of uh, there's two armies. One is this, but they are indistinguishable. They are all the same people, and they're all fighting among themselves. And as the fighting intensifies, this is like kind of like a mural-esque kind of thing. Flames start to burn between them and around them, and eventually they are all consumed by the fire as they are too busy fighting each other, and all that's left is ashes.
Oh. I'm just going to put the book down and try to repress the memory that I even touched this thing.
Okay. Do you guys continue to explore?
Sure. Are we actually in the library right now, or are we just like
You're
in the?
you're in the archives of the library. This is where they put the stuff that people don't use regularly.
Wait, Corbin, didn't that lady said you had access to 5th level spells or whatever? Shouldn't you check that out?
I should, but out of character, I can't cast any.
I'd like to stay here at least at night because it has been quite a journey. But
I mean, I would look at some of the, what is it, three and under. I would end up looking at.
Yeah.
and remember why we came here too. So keep an eye out for any books on the Ashlands, on the chains that, or the seals, I think it was called, that Brenna mentioned. Anything that could tell us, how they might have been broken, and how they can be resolved. Because anything we find here could be helpful.
You know that you definitely can find stuff in the avium about that. But in the archive, this is kind of a dumping ground where things are just they're not sorted, they're not checked on. They don't want to. These people are kind of. You get the feeling they're kind of hoarders, like, and they just don't want to throw anything away. So there's just a bunch of crap down here in the archives, like, and nobody. Okay, so like the Indiana Jones, the Covenant of the Lost Ark, where they stick the Ark in a wooden box and just throw it in a
A
Yeah.
secure
Like with
place.
thousands of other wooden boxes.
Yeah. Like this is the fantasy equivalent of that. Like most of this shit is just like moldy furniture, and then occasionally you get the Doomsday Ark of the Covenant, but everybody's just
I
forgotten
was-
about it.
Between
I thought
them,
it'd be a good idea to look through the archives just in case we find it. One important thing that perhaps the Menders passed over, but
Sure.
as I keep looking
yeah.
through the books
Yeah.
on basilisk breeding.
Yeah, I don't want to rob you of your investigation, so go ahead and make an investigation roll as you try to sort through this cacophony.
Yeah. 1 second. I was on the wrong page of my character sheet. Great. I got a 10. The rest of you can also roll if you're looking to.
yeah,
I would
I'll
be
look.
looking.
Sure, everybody just roll. Great.
What?
We're a team. It's teamwork, I swear.
I
Oh,
found a rock.
that average just went down. Oh, the average just went up.
Oh god. Corbin.
Significantly
Okay.
went up.
Well,
Kira-
Corbin does know the school best. So
Kira's like, you mean you can write things in a book? I thought everything had to go in a scroll.
I
There's
found this
plenty of
very
those.
colorful rock. I don't know
Thank
the
you,
white
Kira,
color,
but I don't see
it's
how that
colorful.
would help.
I'll take the rock if you want to give it to me.
I'm keeping this rock.
All right.
Oh.
I just figured out you guys. Oh, did I mess it up? I messed it up. So we got a 10 plus a 5 plus a 21 and plus a big 27 divided by 4 is 50, those rounded up 16. So pretty good, above average. Let's do this. You're looking for information on the runes and the rune wards that kept the elements at bay?
Yes.
Okay. You find some old texts, and they have um, it looks old and weathered, but then when you read the title, it says "Rune Magic and You: How to Start Your Journey Down the Path of Magical Infusions." And then it has like a picture of like a little sturge and like a corvin and a servant kind of like standing around a table, and they're all like little kids, and like the Sturge is like holding up like a little rune, and they're like, "Oh wow," like 1960s. Um, and then there's like Mama Sturge in the background. Her arms are crossed, and she's just like, proud and nodding. Um, uh, it's pictorially driven text on how to make basic runic inscriptions, and one's like for a soapstone where it just like makes a lathery soap. But it's a stone that you just rub your hands together with. And it kind of goes over the basic of runics, that runic magic takes the power of words have intrinsic power to them. And the reason why the words mean something is because they are laced with magic. By invoking a word, you form the magic and push it into reality. The more, the closer the nudge is to reality, the less energy it takes. So if you were to have like a runic coffee mug that's full of hot water, and you said you inscribed boil on it, it wouldn't have too much. It wouldn't take too much skill to make it actually boil. But if it was filled full of ice water, then the runic magic needs a deeper infusion. And then it kind of gets a little esoteric when it talks about how existence is a combination of four elements: earth, wind, water, and fire. Earth, wind, water, fire. Yeah. And heart. No, not heart. That's bullshit.
And love.
In fact, there's a chapter to that, and it specifically calls out heart as a bullshit element.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm assuming something like the Ashlands would require a very, very, very deep inscription. Assuming these are like these runes being talked about. Does it say anything about undoing runes?
In the book it does, and this is like in the back for the parents. How it says if you do encounter any sort of problem with the magics taught within these pages, that a dispel magic scroll can suppress the effects, or the shattering of the rune. For instance, if we go back to the runic coffee cup, if you break the coffee cup, the word no longer is a word, so the magic dissipates. And then there's like a tiny little asterisk that says particularly powerful runic magics can greatly augment the strength of physical objects, binding the power of the magic itself to the object. And then it doesn't provide any sort of explanation about why that would be a problem.
I'll look up from the book. Well, I doubt Kingseer caused the Shredder the Ashlands with a dispel magic spell. But I suppose this is a start.
I doubt Kingster can even read.
Well, someone doesn't get where they are by being stupid.
I don't know about that one, Chief. You saw the people here.
Yeah.
Well,
where
stupidity is relative. Sorry, what were you saying, Lee?
I was gonna make some above table remarks, but I realized that it was uncalled for. So, go ahead.
Well,
Are the rest? No, you all guys all looked for library books. That's too bad. There was a nice breastplate that nobody saw.
I can't even wear metal.
I can't bar that either.
Okay. Anything else you want to do while you're in the archives? So you guys got there around noon. The conversation, it took about an hour to get up to the top of the building, and then 30, 40 seconds to get down. So it's starting to get evening, between 4 and 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
After we finish with the rune book, I'll keep looking a bit, but with the other digging through all the other trash books that aren't related at all, I figure we might not have any more luck here.
I'll poke Corbin on the shoulder. Hey Corbin, I have a little something. I figured you could be able to take a look at.
Oh, what is it?
And I'll take out the ring. I have no idea what this is. Don't ask me how I got it, but it's doing some funky stuff. Maybe you can figure out exactly what it's doing.
Once he says, "Don't ask me how I got it," I'll just deep sigh and look at him.
Min, we know exactly how you got that.
Shh. Nobody else
Like
needs
you
to know.
didn't. You didn't really. Oh, jeez, Moon.
I
So
mean,
as we're looking around, I will go ahead and cast Identify as a Ritual on it. I'll say to Moon, give me some time. I'll look into this.
thank you.
Do you want me to message you the stat block, or do you want me to just
Yes,
put it
please.
in? Okay. But and we're gonna go to BK somewhere in this long list of people. I guess I could just search. Yeah, look at that. So much easier.
Okay.
I want to make a note that that was totally random, by the way.
I want to must know.
Wow. Okay. So I tell Moon exactly what this ring does.
Oh, what does it do?
From what I'm able to gather, if you were to wear this ring, you'd have it be better at fighting creatures from a demi-elemental plane.
Ooh.
And excuse me now?
Uh,
That'll get
I'm
my attention.
interested.
And
Mhm.
I think you can even dominate them.
I'll take the ring from Corbin's head if I'll be.
Wait.
Sure.
Is he giving it back to you? He just identified it.
I'm still reading. I'm still reading it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still reading it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but the plane, something's off about it.
Mhm.
Is it mead? Beer? No. Ale. It's a demi-plane of ale.
I have heard of the fearsome ailmentals.
Uh, I don't quite understand what that means, but I heard be stronger in battle. So, me want.
All right, I'll go ahead and post it.
Apollo wouldn't understand a word of this. He'll just mutter something to himself about wizards.
Wizards.
Ooh. All right. I suppose.
Then I'll just hand it back to him.
All right. I'll put it on my pockets for now. On my bag, I guess. I'll keep it apparent.
As Moon and Corbin are sorting this ring business out, what were the rest of you doing?
I was looking in like the main library area to see if there was any books on runes.
The main library is about 20 minutes from where you're at. You can just break away from the group and say you go there, if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Okay.
I think I'll be joining Kyra. Will you two be fine here?
We will catch up.
Yeah.
I'll join Kyra as we head toward the main library area.
All right. As you make your way up to the main library, you see Ryan. He has a very tiny broom and a very tiny dustpan, and he's sweeping up a very, very big statue. And he looks up, and he kind of grins as much as you can grin with a beak. But you can see it in his eyes. His eyes are grinning, and he says, uh, uh, "Hello again. Did uh, did Corbin enjoy his ride down?"
Well, we're afraid Corbin might have had an unfortunate accident.
Oh, you don't say. How unfortunate. And he drums
Oh,
his fingers together.
Can I step towards him and punch him in the beak?
Yes, you can.
In the beak. Wow.
Yeah. So you can roll with advantage if you because he isn't expecting this.
I would
So
love
technically it's a sneak attack.
to. Sure.
So it's your attack roll, and then you just add your strength modifier.
Yeah, I'm not actually attacking with a mace. I'll just.
Yeah, you're just punching him. So that's why we're just adding your strength modifier. Well, unless you want to hit him with your weapon.
I'm not gonna hit him with my weapon.
Okay, then it's just your strength, or you can use your horns. No, but you said punch him in the beak, so it's just your strength modifier, plus
Yeah.
your rage damage if you are raging.
Does a 12 hit?
That's his AC.
Great.
If you meet, you beat.
Okay.
I won't be raging for this.
Okay. So it's like one of those Daffy Duck things where the beak comes off. No, not that bad.
No. Oh dear.
So you just clock him upside the head, and he spins around, and his head slams into the statue that's behind him. Ah!
I will.
The unfortunate
I
accident was meeting someone as unpleasant as you, wizard boy.
He
I
deserved
will
it.
heal. I will go up to him and I will heal him. Now. I do not know your history. However, violence is never the answer.
I will tell you. I will tell you my history in monologue form. It wasn't long ago, and then the camera draws on his face. It wasn't long ago. He clenches his fist. I was in study hall. I wasn't always like this. I wasn't always cleaning up other people's messes. I was one of the best students in my class, and I was quickly rising to the top, taking the lead seat. And I would have been valedictorian if it wasn't for Corbin. You see, he is the reason for my downfall. And then he puts his hand to his forehead. I was studying as hard as I could, and I was checking my notes during a test against his, and uh, he tricked me with a spell. Yes, he tricked me with a spell to put down all the wrong answers. You see, he used some sort of wizardry in his notes. If I wasn't so kind, I wouldn't have fallen prey to his conniving and scheming. The notes were enchanted, and they made me put down all the wrong answers to the test.
So what you're saying is you tried to take credit for something that wasn't your own.
No, he's saying
And
he
you
tried to
cared
cheat
for it.
off his Corbin's notes.
And then you tried to kill him. But instead, the stone made for it was given to me instead.
What?
And I'm just going to give him a cold stare.
That is impossible.
Oh, yes. I heard everything. I felt the tingle.
I don't think the dean would be very pleased you tried to kill one of her students. Imagine how much student loan money he wouldn't be able to pay back to her.
You outsiders come in here and lecture me about student loans. I was I was born into debt. You simply inherited it. I was molded by it, shaped by it. You know nothing of it. But that's besides the point. Corbin betrayed me in a way most foul.
Well, when we see him again, I'll give him a big lecture about taking the right notes for tests. But in the meanwhile, I think you still have some statue justice to clean up.
And when you do, tell him Ryan, his nemesis, awaits. And then he casts Fog Cloud, which creates thick smoke in 20-foot radius, and he hears little feet as he runs away.
I wanted to.
I
snap
will
his
have
chin,
my
too.
revenge. You can hear him, and then the librarian's like, "Ryan, shh, shut up."
He definitely does make the Timothy cat look a lot better.
I'd say if it wasn't for Corbin, I would not have a very high opinion of the wizards in this realm.
I used to have a decent understanding and respect for them. I will say, though, that this experience has definitely damaged that.
See,
Yeah.
even they have standards. Well, let's get to the library before we meet any other unpleasant people.
Yes. Let's.
As you make your way to the library, you see Ryan coming back down the hall. He's like, "Oh, it was a dead end. This is awkward. I'm just going. I really do need to finish working on that statue.
I'll
If you
just shoot him a
you see,
very cold look as he passes by.
you like step to the left and he steps to the left and he's like, I'm sorry, I'll just go. No, no, okay, I'll go. No, all right, I'll just and he
I
just
just
misty
tell him my
steps.
feathers intimidatingly at him.
Thank you for the healing, young Sturge. It's just,
It was more than you deserved.
he's younger than you, by the way.
I'll put a big hand on his shoulder and very forcefully guide him past me.
Assault! No touchy.
Thank you. Thank you, Apollo.
Don't mention it.
Take your hands off me. I am of noble bearing.
Okay, I'll have let go of him.
Yes, well, you seem to know your place. Goodbye, and remember, I'm coming for Corbin. And when I strike, I will be like the frog. Well, he is the fly in that, and I am the frog. Because the frogs eat flies? And
I know some frog people who'd be very offended by that.
yeah, oh, you're
So
right.
what you're saying is to bonk you when you come for him.
You can try, but Ryan is powerful and patient.
Kyra, don't waste your breath on this boy.
Of course, let's just keep going.
That's right. Walk away.
As
I
we
will.
go, I'm just going to give a happy small hoot and casually rub the great club.
Okay, so by the time they're done sorting out Ryan, let's give him. But what's your passive perception, Corbin?
Mine is
Is what?
passive perception of 14.
Oh, okay. So you see Ryan scuttling around the corner and once again hiding behind one of the banisters. Peeking out from behind the fabric, you can see his avian feet as the window shade only goes to about 3 inches above the floor. And you can hear him snickering as you walk by. The fool.
I know you're there, Ryan.
Ah! And he runs away. It's just like poof, another fog cloud.
Smoke bombing out.
Okay, so you all safely make it to the library. Congratulations! You solved my library puzzle.
The puzzle of how to get past Ryan.
This is all in the book, by the way. Yep, everything's in the book. We're just going by the numbers. Yes, sir.
The book with Brenna having a one-run base.
Yeah. The first paragraph was in the book.
Oh hey, the book's just building blocks.
It is, yes. I got as far as the Raptor assistant professor named Ryan Birch descends. And then
tries to kill you.
Yeah. And then we were on our little merry way. Okay, so you now going through the library. And now that you're in the Hall of Learning, what would you all like to be doing?
Time to start looking for books on advanced runes and seals.
Yeah, as well as anything on the Ashlands, and specifically the Ashlands.
Yeah.
I'm looking for anything related to the airplane.
Right. Well, these are the more used books, so hopefully we'll find something here.
if I do not find anything here about this, I will help him search about the plane of ale and
Okay.
whatever the hell these
So Moon,
creatures are.
with the assistance of Kira, you or Kyra, you begin your search for this quest to the Yale plane. You make your way, and as you don't find anything at first. You begin to ask around, ask the librarian. The librarian says, "Yeah, well, you are a unique shade of Vulpine. Well, I mean, this is not none of my business. The Ale Plane. All those books are checked out by the fraternity Kappa Kappa Kappa. Maybe if you checked in with them, they could share their insight with you."
Was that completely intentional with the initials of this?
I'll take a look with them. Thank you.
All right. They're usually perched up at the beach dome. Yes. You can find most of them there.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Okay. So you make your way up to the the beach sphere, the beach biome.
I mean, Kyra did mean to go here at some point.
Okay. So we're going back to the campus map. Here I am putting together the library. And what I should have been doing is putting together a beach party. Okay, so the beach biome is near the top. There is a weathered-looking lighthouse. Upon entering the dome, this large globe that encompasses it, you expected something solid like a barrier of force, but instead it's like a giant bubble, like soap bubble, and you press your hand into it, and it kind of like wraps around your hand, and you can feel yourself as you lean into it, just kind of push through it. It does not stick to you in any sort of way, and it parts easily, but there is some resistance as you walk through it. Passing through the bubble, it springs back in shape, and chromatic swirls move throughout its surface. Kira, it is a very strange experience for you, particularly because of your attunement to nature. You realize that this isn't right. That after you step into it, the sun has moved, not in time, but in latitude. You realize that you're about 200 miles to the south.
This is all wrong.
Not going into the water.
And-
I'll just go keep walking.
And what's weird isn't, so you look up and you see the sun, you see the avium, and that's all where it was. But you look down at your shadow, and your shadow is behaving like the light hitting you is coming from a sun that's in a different position. And you realize that this is some sort of transposition spell, that this is a physical place somewhere on the same plane of existence as Humblewood, but it's a different location, and it's the same time.
Strange, but not the strangest thing. Those are my dreams.
Okay, on the beach, you see dozens of beachgoers, and there seems to be a little moat of people. One is being held upside down by two others as their head is dunked into an open cask of ale. Your rogue senses are tingling. You feel like this might be the fraternity with all the books on ale.
The rogue senses.
Yeah.
I'll walk over to them and just observe for a bit.
Hey, yo, what's your name? Come over here, little guy. I've never seen a pink Vulpine before. You see a sturdy looking servant shout out, and upon looking at him, his fur is dyed with an assortment of patterns, uh, like black, like heavy black, and they're all like angular and a little bit spirally, but simple geometric patterns. And you can see his heavy horns are cut back a little bit, and then um, in mm, encrusted with various piercings and chains and little like silver bells and shit like that that make kind of beautiful chiming noises as he turns his head. Yeah, yeah, come over here. Yeah, come over here, little fella. Come on. We got plenty.
All right, I'll walk over.
What's your name?
Hello.
And he hands
Uh,
you a very thin red cup made of some unknown material.
uh, name's Moon. Also, is this ale?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. My name's Chad. Chad Stag.
Right.
Yeah, my dad's Stagley. You might know him. He made the donation for this wing, as they say it. A little bird humor, huh?
I don't think I have heard the name, but it sure looks nice. I'll look around.
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate that. I figure it's the least I could do for my old man to, spend as much time as I can up here, right? All these featherheads, they can't appreciate a good thing when it comes around.
Oh, cheers to that.
Yeah.
I will just walk up behind them.
Oh, who's this? Who's this pretty little girl you got with you?
That's Kira.
Oh,
Kira B. Chad.
Kira, that's a lovely name. Glad to have you around. Do you want a drink?
I, um, I suppose.
All right.
I have never tried ale, honestly.
Well, it's the ambrosia, sweet, sweet ambrosia. And he takes another one of these thin-walled cups that are red and scoops it from the jug of ale that somebody's head had just been dunked into. And he's like, "Here you are. Drink up."
I'll shrug it. I'll just chug it down.
All right. And when you're doing that, he says, "Drink, drink, 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 drink," until you chug it all down. And then he slaps you on the back heartily. Well, my pink
Ow.
friend, what's your name?
Moon already said that.
Oh yeah, of course. Never forget a face. Chad Stagley. That's my name. He's a little bit drunk. So, I mean, you come up here for the girls, you come up here for the sun, you come up here for the surf. What is it?
I actually want to know a little more about this AO, and also how can I say this? The AO plane in general. If that makes sense.
Well, I haven't heard any airplanes, but we got ourselves an egghead, and he's pretty good at that kind of stuff. Might want to talk to him about that.
Oh sure.
Yeah, he's in the tent over there, and he's the only one reading a bunch of books right now. And he's a good guy, though. He's a good guy. Don't get me wrong. But he likes his books. I don't see the appeal too much, but he's been a good friend. And he's like, he puts his hand on your shoulder, and he's a little bit wavery. I would kill for him. I'd kill you for him. And he like kind of drunkenly stares at you. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Well, anyways, yeah, just tell him Chad sent you, and his name's Bartleby.
Gotcha, Barbie.
Hmm.
All right. Thank you, and I'll walk over to where Barbie is.
Yep, I'll follow him to the tent.
Okay.
Just casually sipping this ale.
All right. So it's an open field tent. 4 posts, and it's more of a shade thing. And Bartleby is a cat. is a black cat, very similar to Elza. And he has a large cushion set up on the sand, and he is surrounded by books. He has thick-rimmed glasses and a fine, luxurious black coat.
Hello there.
He's busy reading, and he doesn't hear you.
Uh, what is the book on? Is it like on a table?
They're just sitting around him in uncollected piles, and he is sitting cross-legged with a book in front of him.
I'll do a little knocking gesture on one of the books. Should try to get his attention.
Okay, I'm gonna put this on pause because I am getting music, and I cannot talk
Yeah,
and think at the same time.
Fair.
I can't think at all.
Stop and play because we are no longer in a library. It was weird having shock sounds. Ah, yes, beautiful beach noises. And
Grammarly can help you write.
all right, let me.
Oh, round. But I also want to keep Rainbow City
I'm actually-
and Fruity safe.
I need to hear something real quick so I know what Barnaby sounds like.
I'm sure the wishing tree can help.
Alright.
Is it that I'm literally just listening to Goose's theme from Skyward Sword?
True. Let's look them up in the
Amazing.
glue boot to it.
A Scrizbot.
Your second wish is bring it. It's a powerful
A puppy? Just the helper I need to find my long-lost...
Fuck it. Yes. What is it?
Hello. You're Barbie, as I heard.
Barnaby. Barnaby is my name.
I actually came here to ask you a few things, if you wouldn't mind.
I would. But it doesn't look like I'm going to really deter you. What do you want to know?
I was looking to know more about the airplane.
all aboard.
The airplane. Yes. Quite a unique place. As you can see, my friends here make great use of it. It is the perfect place to find booze.
What else can you tell me about it?
Well, it adjoins the plane of water and Earth. And that the citizens there are quite fierce, but not very motivated to do anything.
That makes sense. Are there any hostile creatures in that plane?
Oh, well, any of them can be hostile, but most of them just like to party.
Ow.
I see. How does one look like?
Careful.
Meow. What?
How does one of these creatures look like?
Oh, you have the Sudsies, you have the Throthies, you have the Beachhead, you have the Lager, the Stouts. They come in all sorts of varieties.
I see. Is there any defining features about them?
Their relative density and aerosolized content. Some are heavy and cannot move a few more inches off the ground, but can strike with devastating force. Other ones are mostly air and can fly quite easily. All of them can, for a medical term, poison the people that they attack. They can all drown the people, overwhelming them with their form, and drowning them in a sudsy or hops-filled death.
Boy, does that sound like a way to go. Say, with all these books, would you not happen to have any images about any of them?
Oh yes, well, you should have said you were the Filinato. I would have loved to. I'd love to share. All right, here we go. And then he opens up his books, and he's like, "Sit down, and have your friend join as well." Oh, you've been drinking, haven't you? Oh, that's Chad. He. Oh, well, that is just a taste. That is just a taste, my friend. So here we are. No, be quiet. I'm talking now. It's Barnaby's time. Okay, so they come in all sizes, but I've categorized them from tiny to large, and anything past that is quite scary. They can merge together to create larger elementals. So if you have a dozen suds, they can merge together to make a pint, and if you have several pints around, you can make 40.
I see. Interesting.
Yes. And then he shows you the genealogy and brewing, and how some of the largest breweries in Humblewood occasionally become portals to the brew plane, and they start spilling out. And it requires some of the most thirstiest adventurers and hardiest party-goers to slay them.
It sounds like me. I'll be looking very closely. Surprisingly, that actually draws my attention.
That zingy zapper has many uses.
Oh, I see you have a ring. Ah, yes. It's interesting. The Dean has one just like that.
Oh, she does? What a coincidence.
Yes, what a coincidence indeed. So, anyways, we do have brewing ceremonies, and if you are up for a little bit of adventure, we do like to try to bring these elementals over to our plane for a bit of a party. Kill your drink kind of thing. Huh?
Oh, interesting. I see.
Phew. I'll just leave that zingy zappy thing alone from now on.
When would that happen exactly?
Sometime after you finish the main quest.
Sounds good to me.
Yes.
I'll make sure to swing by.
Well, maybe. Let me scratch that thing about the main quest. The thing is, these are like water elementals, and we have been having, if you haven't noticed, a bit of a spot of trouble with fire elementals, which makes it particularly hard for us to bring our sudsy friends into this plane. If you are, and you seem like the adventurous type, seeing that you are totally pink and covered in scars, and you smell like you've been turned into stone lately, and that
I'm also magical, but I shoot out a little glitter.
Oh my! That's wonderful. You're welcome here anytime. You'll be the life of the party. I'm sure you're quite the storyteller as well. You see,
that I am,
and this is of dire consequence for us. You see, as the fire grows, it becomes more difficult for us to bring suds into this world. But the suds are on our side now. You see that they sense the presence of the fire plane, and they are diametrically opposed to it. And they wage their war eternal against the flames of soberness. If you find an enemy worthy of them fighting, they may rise up as a tide to aid you.
I
So
see.
you're saying that if you were to face something from the fire plane, we could potentially summon one of these?
Yes, if the challenge was great enough, they may answer your call. It is at their discretion, though. They can be a bit sloppy, tardy, bad drivers, but you will never find a more consistent ally than the Suds.
I understand then.
Well, since you are pink, I
Okay.
trust you implicitly, and you shot glitter all over the place, which is a fabulous party trick. So I'm going to give you this party scroll, and if you do come across a worthy foe, our party, let's call it a party, then you can use this, and they may heed your cry for help.
Ooh, I'll very much accept that. Thank you so much. I'm about to bring so many parties into this place.
All right, party hardy, my friend. Party hardy.
Party hardy indeed.
Thank you.
And who knows, maybe I'll be able to bring one to you guys so we can
Oh
party harder.
yes, please come by. And when things aren't so dire, perhaps you can help me with a little bit of research.
Sure thing.
Maybe one day I could learn to summon one of my own. You did say they are elementals.
Oh yes. But one must be a true party animal at heart to to summon the Suds. It is a dangerous path to walk, one not meant for the weak of latter.
I understand them.
But I'm sure with your bravery, you'll be able to overcome any obstacle.
That I will.
Well,
Thank you, friend.
I feel like I've had enough reading for once. I think I'll join the party. Toodaloo.
Sure. I think we should go check on Corbin and Apollo, but if we're staying an eye here, then I guess I'll party a bit. Sure, I could use some party.
I will join him.
Mhm.
Not really knowing
Okay.
how to do this, so I'm just following his lead.
Chad Stagley is organizing a human pyramid on the beach. There's a bunch of hollering and laughing, and the whole thing gets about twice as tall as what would be safe, and then everybody falls down. There's a quick silence where somebody is expecting somebody to start screaming from like a broken femur or a concussion, but nothing. Everybody's totally fine. Actually, let's roll the dice on this. See how fine everybody is from that human pyramid. Yeah, there's a sprained shoulder, and you can tell that maybe 5 years from now, somebody's gonna be telling their illegitimate child about how they got hurt on the beach. Meanwhile, back at the other side of the university, Corbin and Apollo, what are you guys up to?
We will be looking to the will we still be looking to the library?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything in particular?
Also looking on anything on the Ashlands at this point. Corbin you can look for something different or the same if you want to.
No. Is this the place with the scroll?
Uh,
Was that a different place?
the whole place has scrolls. So
Okay.
you can just talk to any librarian or any and they will just provide you with it. It's
Okay.
it's all common knowledge here.
All right. So it's not something I need to go looking for. All right.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll be looking for
Okay. So one of the librarians
information on
sees
that.
you. Oh, Master Corbin, you've returned. How
Yes.
did your assignment go?
There were a few hiccups, but I was able to prevail.
Well, you're still alive, so that must have went with a passing grade, I assume. You know what they
Uh,
say. If it's a C plus, you're still alive.
yes. After that, I fortunately have graduated.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Oh my gosh. Here, I got you something for just an occasion. And she hands you a very stiff rectangular piece of parchment that's been folded in the middle.
For me, then I will accept it and then
Open it up.
open it up.
Yeah, yeah.
So I go ahead and open it.
Oh, okay. You open it up, and a magic mouth spell activates, and it says, "Congratulations to Corbin, the smartest bird around. You've graduated avium, but you're going to something," and then they all start arguing with each other. It was a bunch of voices singing. Um, and then you see on the inside of it, it says congratulations, and there's a half dozen signatures. And then one of the signatures, it says, it's like down on the corner, and it says, it doesn't say anything, it just says Ryan.
Yes. Corbin will thank them for this wonderful card.
And we all pitched in, and we got you a gift.
Oh,
Yes, it's incredibly unique. Uh, Here, it's this amulet. It's an amulet of grim status, and we figured the way you know your father's quite the intimidating man. Um, well, anyways, when you wear this pewter and obsidian amulet, you will look increasingly withered and skeletal as you are wounded and lose hit points. Well, maybe not as you are wounded and lose hit points, but you will appear skeletal and withered. And we just thought, how much you love Halloween. That this and that skeleton costume you came up with was just ingenious. So we were all inspired, and we got you this. So when you wear this, you'll look like a dried husk. You know what? Now that I say this out loud, it doesn't sound like such a great gift. But here we are.
I'm sure I can make use of this. Thank you very much.
Oh, it was nothing. I mean, it was quite expensive, honestly. Too much actually, but yes. You're welcome. And once again, just congratulations. We're all very proud of you here.
Thank you.
Oh, did you want something? I forgot. I kind of got distracted. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is quite all right. I was wondering where I could find the spells for graduates.
Oh, well, I can get anything. What would you like?
I'm not prepared for that. Let me quickly check. Third. would you happen to have vampiric touch?
Nope, all out. I'm kidding. We do. Here.
Ah,
That'll be half off because of your student discount. You paid for your student membership card, right? Can I see it,
I
please?
believe so. Yeah.
All right, I just
Hand
need
it
to.
over.
Yeah, okay. All right, this is an order. Is it an order?
I would presume so. Yes.
So you can take that narrative beat and you can tell me if it is or isn't.
uh, hmm. How long have I been gone?
A month. 2 months.
So if it's something I would need to pay monthly, it has lapsed.
It's every semester, so however long a semester
okay.
is. Yeah.
All right, so then it should be in order then.
Okay. Well, it looks like still in order. You got, but you do need to renew it in the next 2 weeks, and it's 200 gold renewal. But I'm sure you know that. All right. So half off with your student card brings us to a total of 150 gold for the scroll, and inks are half off as well. So feel free to use whatever you can afford, as they say.
Whoa. All right, very well.
Oh, and if you do run short on funds, you can always refinance your loan.
Yes, I know that all too well.
All right. Well, I'll be here in case you need any further assistance. Oh, and let's give this person a face, because I think you might be buying a lot of spells from her. Boop. We got people. All right. Here we go. Show to everyone. Picture came up, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a young, plucky-looking Corvin with a glowing shard around her neck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
Her name is Professor Ravina.
Ravina. All right, nice. Put that down.
Oh, did you cross paths with Tombathy?
Oh, unfortunately, yes.
How is he doing? He's such a charming young fellow.
He's still trying his best.
Yes, quite.
He's been making some improvements.
Yes, quite the unique person. That one had to. Shame, he got kicked out. But he did open up that portal to the abyss, and quite the fiasco, with nightmare monsters running around for a week. So said
yes, that was truly a disaster.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes. He said he was just helping. Thought he saw a rat and wanted to, as he say, get it. So, anyways,
Did they get the rat?
Well, yes, and we've almost recovered all the souls of the students that were ripped from their bodies. We will be placing them back as quickly as can be done. I mean, it's difficult to tell which soul goes into which body, and once it is placed inside the body, it is permanent. So it is kind of a guess and check. In fact, maybe you could help me out. We have several souls here that are in need of a body.
Yeah, I'm afraid that we need Corbin for other things, but he'd be happy to help otherwise. I'm sure.
That is understandable. Well, it's not like they're going anywhere. Am I right?
Just looking around at potential swirling spirits.
Yeah, she's holding the large shard on her chest up, and you can see like little faces in there. And then behind her, on the table, you can see several white sheets. You realize now they are covering bodies. But don't worry about them.
Gosh.
We have gentle repose cast on them. They won't start decomposing for another 10 days. 2 days. 2 days. She like looks backwards. Yes, 2 days.
Well, that is a relief.
Indeed. And if you do see any of the parents, you know how things are around here. It's a need to know basis.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely, Professor.
I mean, we're not like that other school that kept a crazy basilisk in the basement and the soul of a terrible wizard on the grounds. We're not like that place. We're much safer, as you can see.
I will nod incessantly, yes. Very much safer.
Very much safer indeed. And what of your friend here?
Oh, what about me?
Yes.
What about
let her know what you are looking
you?
for.
Yes. What is your name? Who is? Are you two? Are you two together?
Oh, Apollo, and we are traveling together, yes.
We're in a party
Oh.
together, yes.
Oh, you are a party now. Well, my servant friend, you're very lucky. Corvin is a very handsome Corvin, and you're lucky to have him in your life.
I'll look at Corbin awkwardly. Thank you, I suppose.
And then she
Kind of puffs up at that. Yeah, I am.
Well, it's good to see you out there making those bonds. And can I do anything for you? Apollo, was it?
Yes. Oh, I was looking around here for books on the Ashlands.
Dire times. I hope you're not planning a vacation anytime soon. Quite dangerous nowadays.
So I've heard. Well,
I'll
that's all the more reason to get information on it.
Yes, I will get you your books. All okay. So, you see that bookcase, the second floor, from the window all the way to the back wall. That is the ashland material. Okay. Now I can bring that all down
Okay.
for you. Is that what you want?
Oh, that's not necessary. I can go up and look by myself.
Okay. Well, if I'll come with you and provide any sort of assistance to find. Is it the specific thing that you're looking for? Flora, fauna, alchemical reagents, star charts, topography, subology, biology.
Well, information about what sorts of creatures are living there could be useful.
Well, the creatures that used to live there are actually all dead.
Well, the elemental creatures that are
Yes, the
replaced
elemental
them.
creatures. Well, the elementals there are quite unique. They, well, here you are. This is a book for you, and it says the Ashlands Spirits of the Lost. And then she continues to walk down the alley with you. That should get you started. So though that covers the known creatures in the Ashland and provides an adequate description of what brought them there.
Thank you. This should be useful.
Just one book?
Well, what else have you got?
I actually like to read 2 books at a time, you see, since the eyes are on the the sides of my head. I can set up 2 books. I can read. Sorry, I got distracted. What was your question?
Oh, nothing. This will be fine for now. I'll look through the other books here once I'm finished with this one. I don't think I can focus on more than one book at a time, like you.
Oh, well, I could teach you, I suppose. Well, okay. Ciao.
Goodbye. And I will start reading through the book.
Okay. So you see, this is a nature style, like origin of species kind of thing, where they have well drawn dissections, and not just like physical dissections. You realize that these are magical dissections where they keep the creature in stasis with some sort of hold creature spell, and then map out the magical flow. Like they're like ley lines. They look like, but they're ley lines within a living creature. If you're a monk, you'd know them as chi points. So they come. None of them are fully corporeal, and when they are destroyed, they return to the elements that they are made of. Fire simply dissipates into a quick flame that dissipates. Ash is rendered to ash, uh, and so forth. So you read about there's several species. There is the ash fire bats that you are far too familiar with, or I think more familiar with than you'd like to be. And it talks about how individually they are harmless. In swarms they can be deadly. If they are unabated, they can whelm a person and cause the air around them to conflagrate. That they are particularly lethal in large numbers, but their lethality drops off exponentially as their numbers diminish. They usually travel at night. And they eat wood. They eat by burning and absorb the excess energy. So
That's interesting.
then it postulates that you could starve out large swaths of them by just removing the fuel for their flame, and if they don't burn something within 2 hours, they just go out. They also don't reproduce like sexually. They are born. They're a part of the ash snake lifestyle. Not lifestyle, but ash snake existence. Like when an ash snake exists and then is destroyed, it reduces ash, and some of that ash turns into fire bats.
Oh, so it's like, killing some creatures just causes other creatures to be born.
Yes, yeah. As long as there's fuel, like the ash will find purchase and begin to burn, and as it burns, it'll turn into a smaller creature, which is the fire bats.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
What other creatures are there?
There's the fire spirits, which are the spirits of humble folk and bird folk that have been consumed by a blaze but still have a yearning for life. That yearning is expressed as a fiery passion. And the description of that looks exactly like the creature that Corbin saw in the Basilisk's cave. They are considered ill omens and harbingers. They themselves are considered the result of tragedy or a harbinger of tragedy, like similar to a banshee. That
Yeah, I got what you mean.
Yeah, something bad must have happened to that soul for it to linger, and they are unusual outside of the Ashlands, and then it gets a bit esoteric and talks about how when the elementals are rising, and this isn't like an army of elementals. This is like the land is infused with the elements. Water, earth, fire, wind. And as one element grows more intense, these manifestations become easier to produce.
Yeah.
It then speaks of the ash snakes, long coiling serpents of living brimstone, how they live in the heart of the ash lands and produce their own heat and own fuel, which makes them particularly dangerous because they can move outside of the ashlands temporarily. They do diminish the farther they get from a heat source. And there has been note of them manifesting spontaneously, particularly out of if there is an incredibly pitched battle, and this isn't just like a battle to kill, this is a battle of emotions. So there'll be like family feuds where both sides intensely hate each other and intensely want to cause harm. These ash snakes will take over magical fires and then start burning everything around them.
Yeah, as we've seen a couple of times by now.
And the
Yeah.
the author postulates that somehow hatred can act as a fuel for these creatures. That just the act of anger, just the act of not fighting, like if it's at a boxing match where it's clinical, like it's never been documented there, but in pitched, like very even debates sometimes, like magical braziers have been known to like spew out like small fist-sized ash snakes.
And I'll think back to both times I've seen an ash snake, one of which was when we were about to strike down Freya at a bandit camp, and the other was one everyone was very, very angry at Tomothy. So that fits with what I can think of. I'll keep it, and I'll make sure to keep it in mind.
And then lastly, it speaks of an elemental lord. And this isn't so much a single entity, but the very like the fire lord on the fire plane is the fire plane. Does that track? Like the plane of fire is the fire lord.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he can't manifest, or it cannot manifest in the material plane because our rules of existence are different. So when it when it does, if it could, uh, it takes on a single corporeal form of a towering, burning tree.
Of a burning tree, okay. And while I'm reading through all this, does the book give any tips on like how to maybe fight these, survive these, or avoid these more easily?
It continues, and it gets a bit hippie-ish to talk about how the real way to overcome these creatures is with love and hugs and happiness, and in a heart filled full of joy, there is no tinder to burn.
I'll snort a little at that. No wonder the menders haven't been making any progress. And I think that's all I'll need from that book.
Okay.
But like as I was reading it, I'll jot down a couple notes with what paper we got from that one merchant.
Can you remind me about this paper?
I think the cat merchant sold it to us, like the
Oh,
one
that's
that.
right. Okay, so as you see Apollo going through this book, Corbin, you notice that he's using your high quality inks and parchment that you use for your spells.
Hey, that's what I have.
Hold on there, hold
Wait,
on.
what?
Not that.
Oh, I'm
And I hand
sorry.
him some common ones because those are expensive.
Yes,
Sorry.
thank you. I'll continue taking my notes on the less costly paper.
Okay. I'm gonna add a handout. Well, actually, you can just add notes to your player sheet. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can keep it contained in there. Nice. Okay, Corbin, you just studiously copying over spells?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Remind me, what
Yeah.
room is this right now that is on the Roll20 map?
What room? What room are you in?
We're in the this big hall full of long tables and stuff.
Yeah, that would be the common library.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty dope.
It looks very cool.
And okay, so Kyra and Moon are up top, partying at the beach, getting in touch with her party animal side, probably making human pyramids or shredding sick waves, while Apollo and Corbin are boning up, working their brain muscles in the library. So for the first time in a long time, you guys are in the seat of civilization, and life is good. Nobody's trying to kill you. No bandits are hunting you. Freya isn't ransoming weapons from you in the middle of the night. You're not turned to stone. A giant bone monster isn't sucking the life out of the land. The largest army in the Humblewood is not trying to hunt you down and kill you. You found a bit of respite in this crazy world. Uh, well done. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Nice. It feels nice.
Nice.
For once, I can party.
Yes.
I finally used my brain.
We can finally long rest. Maybe.
Can we?
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
guys can long
yeah.
rest here. Yeah.
Hell,
Yeah. Where would we long rest in this? Would we use the dorms?
You can use the dorms or the undergraduate quarters. So Corbin does have his own little undergraduate house now since he's a graduate. Which is it's pretty nice. It's towards the top and has a nice view of the surrounding territory. It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. So it'd be pretty cramped if all of you were in there. There's also the dormitories, which all of you have access to, and because of the it's becoming known as the Flame Tide. A lot of students have been called to help combat that, and the university is a little empty right now. So there's an abundance of dormitory rooms.
All right, so we can take a few. We can take a couple of empty rooms if we don't want to all be crowding Corbin's place.
I'll just take the floor of whatever room and just sleep there like usual. I don't take beds.
So if you guys are
make sure that room is empty first.
Yeah, this is what the dormitories look like down here, and this is what a graduate room looks like. And Corbin, as you wake up to have your morning coffee the next day, you go and grab one of the things, and it's actually just a bunch of ground pepper.
Did you mean to put the pictures of dorms on the thing?
Oh no, it's part of the pictures. This is the dorm rooms. Did the camera move over, or did I? Am I on the right? No, I'm not. My bad. I'm gonna move you over to the campus map.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so these are the dorm rooms down here,
Okay.
and then this is the graduate room that Corbin has. Graduate
Very nice.
House.
Yeah.
Fantasy worlds always look dope.
I'll also make sure